Hey, everybody. Welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As usual, this is just an open conversation between myself and my viewers and anyone else that wants to come talk to me. To ask me questions, suggest topics. You can call me out if you think I've been wrong about things. You can even come in the live chat. I'll set time aside. You can say your piece. We can even make a video out of it if you want. You can put it on your channel. Also, if you want to come in and advertise your channel, your product, whatever, just let me know. I would love to have you, love to have a conversation. But for right now, I'm just going to sit here and answer whatever questions you ask of me, address whatever topics you ask. And if you call me out, so be it. You can also talk amongst yourselves if you don't want to talk to me. So feel free to talk in a live chat with each other. Like I said, you can ignore me completely if you like. As always, I want to start out today by thanking anyone that ordered merchandise, because, you know, the merchandise does help support TYMP, the Yankee Marshal Pistol Project. Today we've got orders from Tim Fasalami, and he became a church elder in the Church of Phil, as did Andrew Howard, is also one of the church elders. John Mandrick has become a church elder today by buying one of the t-shirts, one of the that I haven't advertised yet, but I will soon. And also, so did John Heasley. So we're building our elders list for the church really quick. It's our own little religion, a little cult, not a cult, a church. I keep saying cult. It's not a cult. I am Phil's representative on earth. You know, he speaks through me. I am the only source of information from Phil. I am his divine spokesman. Now, don't worry. Unlike other cults, churches, other churches, I'm not going to make the members have sex with me, which is usually one of the major things about cults is churches is that you get to have the younger parishioners have sex with you. We're not going to do that because I ain't interested. And most of you are not all that attractive. But let's get on here. Thanks to those people for buying merchandise and supporting TYMP. As far as Patreon today, I think we lost two people today. One of them was a posse member, so that hurts. Well, it hurts to lose anybody, but we lost two people today. But we did get Maurice Provost as a free member. Hopefully we'll win them over and they'll become a paying member. Maybe they'll want a patch or something. You never know. But now let's move on to Subscribe-Star. Make sure we didn't lose any people on Subscribe-Star today. I don't think we lost any today. Now watch me say that, and we've lost some. No, we did not. We didn't lose any today. Robert 8096 was the last one to join, and we're still at the same number. So no loss of memberships there. No gains, but no losses, and that's a win if you look at it a certain way. So thanks to everybody that's supporting the channel. Remember, if you want to support the channel in any way, you can go over, and I forgot to close this out. You can go over to TYMP. You people keep forgetting to remind me to close those before I start the chat. You're letting me down. But you can go over to TYMPPistolProject.com at any time. That's my website. You can become a patron. You can become a Subscribe-Star supporter. You can donate on a one-term basis over there to help support any of the programs. You get to choose whether you want to support Pets and Vets or TYMP. Those are our two major programs. So going over there and help support. There's also a link over there where you can go buy merchandise like Prepared Bear here, one of my designs over there, everybody's favorite little teddy bear, or one of my original designs. I love guns and animals. People piss me off. Everything comes in hats, shirts, mugs, whatever you like. If you like the design, you can put it on pretty much, it'll be available on pretty much anything over there. So feel free to go over there and order yourself some merch. Now, I got one super chat that came in a minute ago here. I want to get that answered. George Powell, can the magnets be made larger than 3x3? The car magnets are 5x5. So if you see a magnet design and you want it in 5x5, I can do it in a car magnet, and they're 5 inches by 5 inches. So they're fairly large. John Heasley has a ton of them. You should ask John Heasley to send you the picture of his safe, or if he can send it to me, I'll show it. Or he's got all them 5-inch magnets on his safe. They're actually pretty big. But yeah, anyone you want, send me an email. Let me know. I do special merchandise for people who ask. So just send me an email saying, hey, can you put this design, this design, this design on a car magnet? George Powell says, P.S. People are pissed because he tried to overthrow democracy, then pardoned insurrectionists. He wants Putin to win, and it's clearly anti-democracy. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that he's not a fascist. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if maybe people tried to convince him otherwise. And I don't think he started off that way in his first term. I think the reason he became that way is because the only people that cozied up to him were the far righties. And I think that they convinced him that this election was stolen and blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing about pardoning the insurrectionists. As long as they weren't extremely violent and harmed someone, I think they should never have been charged in the first place, because the politicians that orchestrated the whole thing and made sure the circumstances were right for it to be as big a deal as it was, they wanted this big spectacle. None of them got charged. So until the politicians start paying the price, I don't think the civilians should have paid the price. Now, if Pelosi and Trump and all these other people that were in charge at the time, if they had been sentenced to jail, yeah, then put the insurrectionists in jail next. But since that didn't happen and doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, I'm not a big fan of any of them being prosecuted unless they physically harmed someone, attacked someone during the thing. And I am not someone that's going to say Trump is not a fascist. I'm also not going to stand here and say Trump is pro-gun, because he isn't. But if we immediately go after him and attack him and don't even give him a chance, he's not going to do anything pro-gun. So I'm trying to hope for the best for the country. And you should hope that he does the right thing. And you should hope he succeeds in being a good president, whether you like him or not. And whether you think that'll happen or not is a different topic. I don't think it'll happen. I think he'll go down in history as one of the worst presidents ever. And that's a long list of bad presidents. But yeah, I don't see it being any different. I think every president is worse than the last, pretty much. So I don't see it getting any better here. But like I said, unless we hope for it and try for it, there's no chance. So unless everybody's ready to start eating the rich tomorrow, we better start trying to compromise and work together and realize that, each other aren't the enemies, and you, because you don't support Trump, or him because he does, that doesn't make you enemies. In the end, the government's still the enemies, and the billionaires like Elon Musk, et cetera, that are controlling the government are the enemy. And until we can realize that, ain't nobody gonna make any progress. Now let me go over and see if there's any questions coming in on the PayPals. If there's any conversation to be had over there. All right, let's get to someone there. They said you do a lot of humming and blah 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 during your chat, wasting a lot of time. Well, I'm a one-man operation here. I don't have a producer feeding me questions or producer looking up websites for me. I got to do all this, and I can't talk and do something at the same time. You know how bad that would end up if I started trying to do, like I always say, I'd end up with my dick stuck in a toaster because I would get confused. So, and here's the picture of John Heasley's car magnets. Just so I can show here for the people who were questioning the size of the magnets. If you look here, boom, all these magnets down here. How do I zoom in on this? All those are like the 5-inch car magnets. Like these are regular magnets, and then these are the 5-inch car magnets. Now, the only bad thing is they aren't die cut, but the fact that they're square is nice because they kind of go together on the front of your safe like that. So I wanted to show that real quick. See, John Heasley's good for something. Not much, but something. All right, let's get over here to the questions. What is today? The 27th. That's Tim Fat Salami. That is an order. Then we got Dale Rickety chiming in here. Let's see what he said. All hail Phil. Paying his tithe to Phil. He doesn't want his trailer blown away, although I don't think he lives in a trailer, but I still bet he doesn't want it blown away. Kevin Mabry. I'm going to go tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Wednesday, and mail your prize. He said, for Phil, yours and Dave B's prize. And some other prizes, too, that I've got to mail out. John Mandrick, that was an order. And here's John Mandrick chiming in with his tied to Phil. Says, I want to see Phil's tax returns first. Phil don't file taxes. He's a sovereign citizen of the universe, of all the cosmos. He doesn't have to abide by your laws. The cops hassle him. He's got a little card that says, I was here before the universe existed. John Mandrick also chimed in and said, any dash cam recommendations? You know, I don't have a dash cam. My sons have dash cams. I don't have one. I always am on the lookout for one because, you know, I have a car that has the electronic rearview mirror. It dims and all this other stuff. And has a compass and tells you, you know, can open your car door, your garage doors and stuff. So I've always wanted to replace that with one that is a completely enclosed. And they can even make it to where, you know, you can see your rear view camera on them and stuff. So I would like to make one that is a front and back dash cam, but it just replaces the rear view mirror. Haven't found one yet. I looked for one for my Camaro, never found one. I haven't had a chance to look for the Subaru yet, but that's what I want. I want one that is just replaces the rear view mirror. George Powell says, thank you for the response. I just read a 1975 article about Pol Pot saying the same thing. LOL. What did Pol Pot say? That people should realize that the government's the enemy. I don't know. All right, let's go over here. Get back to the questions over here. That was John and Mandrick. Andrew Howard chimed in and said, I inherited my grandfather's Smith & Wesson 19-4. I wonder which one. I think mine's a -3. What classic looking carbine would you pair it with? And what ammo for hogs in 357 Magnum? Oh, if I was going to get, well, I don't know. I don't know of any classic looking carbines. That's the thing. Most carbines don't look all that classic. I would just get a shorter barreled lever action gun. Probably, you know, to go with that would look good is like a black Henry or some of the old Marlins, you know, that would look good with it in 44 mag lever gun. And just any hard cast hunting round, 44 Magnum, going to do pretty much the job for whatever you want to do the job for. So, so I think, you know, pretty much up to you, but yeah, you're not going to. 44 Magnum is going to do a pretty good job. Let's see. Let's see here. Where am I at? Who was that? That was Andrew Howard. So I need to move on to whoever was next. I wish it just marked these things as red over here when I read them. John Heasley chimed in here and said, I sent you an email, subject Bella. Didn't I open that? I had it open on my thing. Yeah, there it is right there. There's Bella, one of our chat puppies, one of our regulars. Boom. She's a little rat dog. Little rat dog. Rat dog. Rat dog. Look at them rat ears. Django went to the doctor today. He lost another 2 pounds. So he's only like 3.5 pounds away from being able to be eligible for surgery. He'll be at the height where they'll consider he'll be at the maximum of the height of weight, but at least he will be down into can eventually get the surgery weight. He's down to about 102 pounds, I think. 100 pounds, 102 pounds. He started off at like almost 140. So he's lost a lot of his weight. For those of you who remember Django when he was at his biggest, he looked like a pig, like a furry pig with a tiny little dog head glued to it, because it was like big dog, little head. Now he looks like he's normal sized dog. He's a bigger dog, but he still looks normal sized. But John Heasley, I said your subject, Bella. I already showed it. Just did. Laird Ball Liquor or Ballinger, or however you pronounce that. I like to pronounce it Ball Liquor, just like I'm sure the kids did when he was in school. Give him flashbacks to the playground. He'll end up in the fetal position on the ground. Why did they take your pistol? Because it was involved in a crime. Not by me, but but that got me all caught up there over on the super chats, and I think I'm caught up on the YouTube side too. So let's get over here to the live chat, see if there's anything coming in. We've still got 18 minutes. If you got super chats you want to get in, you want to support the Pets and Vets program, please do so. We're in desperate need for the Pets and Vets program. PayPal or Patreon is not doing well, and that is the main support for this. Although I think we're getting more money now from Subscribestar than Patreon for Pets and Vets. It's not much, but I think we're going to eventually get to where that one tier from Subscribestar earns more than Patreon does. Well, you also got to remember, I got a lot more, only 770. There used to be like 1,500, but now there's only like half that patrons, but most of them are $1 and $2 level. So when you're only at $1 level, 700 and something patrons don't go very far. Over on Subscribestar, the tier that supports Pets and Vets is a $20 level. So that, I think, is starting to generate as much money as the Patreon just about. Let's get over here and see what's coming into the chat. How I can't see that one. I got down too far where I can't go all the way up. I can see how the something. The Keltec PR57 takes the show for being the only product targeted at bringing in new people to the gun community. I don't know if it bring in new people, but it's something to try to get around the laws. Although I'm a firm believer, I don't like when they try to skirt laws. It's just like with the pistol braces. I don't like that because it ends up diverting a large amount of the funds away from the fight, because people start to say two things. One, they start to say, well, I don't got to fight for stocks on rifles, on short barrel rifles anymore because I got this pistol brace instead. It does the same thing, which it doesn't. And eventually that becomes a big money-making market. And then big gun organizations start convincing us to spend our money defending them instead of actually getting rid of the rules that got rid of the that made SBRs. Instead of getting rid of the NFA to where you can just put a stock on your gun, people spent millions and millions of dollars fighting in court so they keep making pistol braces. Whereas if we'd have fought against the NFA with all that effort, we might not have needed pistol braces. So I don't like that whole thing, really, to be honest, but you do what you got to do. Day number three of me asking you about your opinion on the Heritage Roscoe 5-shot 38 special revolver. From everything I'm hearing about everybody, it's kind of like a Rossi. It's pretty much a Rossi. I have, what do I have? No, I don't have one of the Heritage. I used to have a Heritage arm gun. I don't have one anymore. But they're usually serviceable, but they're not fancy. But here's the thing, neither were the old Rossies or these old style guns like this. So the guns they're emulating aren't fancy. So should be a fairly decent gun, I would think. I mean, they know how to make a gun, but I don't have any personal experience with it. The Keltec does have a magazine. It's just not detachable. It's fixed. Well, that's not really a magazine then. If it's not detachable, it's not really a magazine. It's just, it can accept bullets. It's part of the gun. You can disassemble the part that takes but it's not technically a magazine that way. And yeah, of course you have to be able to do that because you have to be able to have something to encase the spring and the follower, and you got to be able to access those to repair them, especially with a Keltec because you're going to be repairing them all the time. Well, luckily on the Keltec, the whole gun will probably explode, making it easier to get to that spring and follower. But you got to be able to do that. So they probably could have made it without the detachment, without being able to remove that, because once it breaks, you'll be able to get to it. But, they said, well, what if someone wants to fix this gun and it doesn't explode? We're going to have some way to get in there. So they had to do something. George Powell says, best theme for a new all-black Hyundai Santa Cruz. Oh, I love those Santa Cruzes. I think they're so cool. I'm just talking looks. I just think they look awesome. I'm thinking Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon or Marvin the Martian. Oh, I think Toothless would be the way to go on that. That would be awesome. Like do his face on the hood, like the eyes and the nose and stuff on the hood. And then maybe on the sides, just do outlines of his hands, like, kind of front paws going up over the fender well, and, back legs would be around the back fender well. Then draw his tail up onto the hood with his wings folded up on the side of the car too. I think that would be freaking awesome. I think you're on the right track there. Yeah. I think you're on the right track. Opinion. I read that. I read it when he said it the second and third time too. Now, watch out. One of the moderators is going to kick you out of the chat because you're not supposed to spam with questions. Not unprepared. Got a condom in your wallet? Well, no, I don't have a condom in my wallet, but I ain't going to need one. Not for that. I got condoms in my go bag, but not for that. There's other things you can use condoms for, but not that. I got no need for that. The only time I would need a condom is if I was asking the person who was raping me, would you please put this on? But what's the chances they're going to agree to that? I mean, they are raping you after all. So I don't think it's going to happen. It's one of the worst things about being raped. People are usually very rude. All right, now I'm going to kick Arizona Awesome Austin out of the chat myself if he don't shut the fuck up. Quit repeating the same question. Of course, he did that before I said this, but you all should have been on him. Got a new contractor come by today to look at building a new deck. Says he might be able to do it for around $30K. Last guy wanted $54K. Yeah, they cost so much. Ours cost $60. Of course, ours is big. As decks go, it's a very big deck. People have been telling me that for my whole life. I got a very big deck. At least that's what I think they said. They might have said, get away from me, you weirdo. But I took it as you got a very big deck. Where am I at? Oops, I kicked me to the bottom. Hold on. I can't find where I'm at here. So if the law gets passed, you going to move out of Washington? No. You need like $2 million in the bank. No. Well, I'd have to get an insurance policy if I was going to obey the law, but I am not. Someone says, you moving or what? If it passed? No, I'm staying. I'm disobeying and I'm fighting. I don't run from fights. I never understood these people who are like, you just need to move. Well, where am I going to fucking move? And someone there, they said, well, you need to move to a state like Arkansas. I'm like, well, why the fuck would I want to move to Arkansas, that backwards ass, poverty ridden state? It's like, yeah, I want to move somewhere, though, even though I'm retired and have a fixed income. Everybody else is poor as fucking dirt, and they're going to break into my house and steal my car and all this other shit every 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to do that. What I want to do, go live in the middle of some shitty area. Now, someplace like moving to like Montana or something out in the middle of nowhere, that would be a viable option, but I really can't afford the land and all that stuff to do that. I don't mind it. Although I don't like arid areas too much. And a lot of that land is going to be very arid. I like pastures and forests and stuff. And I'm not going to be chased out of it by, because that mindset, the political mindset's coming everywhere and it's getting everybody. Y'all think I'm in a state that doesn't do that. No, they just drive you into poverty and make you a slave, a wage slave where you've got no option to do anything. So everybody's being enslaved just in different ways. Where am I at? Have you watched the show Evil? The ending sucked Many hot dogs. Evil. I don't know what that is. I don't think I have. Is that about Evil Knievel? Where was I? That law is pretty ridiculous. Not like a person can use more than 2 guns at one time or cycle through 100 guns before police would take them out. Just another way to shut down. Yeah, the whole per gun thing. Like if you're going to go out and commit a crime and you're going to take 40 guns and use each one of them or something, and that's going to make the crime worse. It's because instead of firing 20 rounds from one gun, he fired 1 round from 20 guns each. It's nothing logical about it. It's got one purpose, and that is to discourage gun ownership and run gun shops out of business. Because if they can keep it in position for a year before it gets declared unconstitutional, how many people are actually going to go to a gun shop and buy a gun knowing they're subject to this new law? They're not going to. People are going to be like, I just can't afford it, or I'm not going to be on that list, because they're going to have a registry to enforce it. So no gun sales for a year would wipe out 99% of all the gun shops in this state. They're already wiped out most of them. That's their real goal. They know they can't take our rights away, but they can hack away at the source of the materials by running the manufacturers, the retailers, the distributors out of business, and making it nearly impossible for new ones to come in. Do a poll if the image should be on the front or back of the shirt. Well, I do have some shirts. On the sweatshirts, they're on the back because the image on the front is too small. I put the image on the back on the sweatshirts. On this kind of shirt, I like the image on the front because if people read it or see it, I want to see them react to it. And plus, I don't want people behind me taking offense at my shirt. If someone takes offense at my shirt, I want them to be looking at me when they do it. Not like it will have 1 ounce difference on crime. Well, no, it's not about crime. Not like criminal will be getting any insurance, but will gaslight asses anyhow. Well, it's not about crime. It's either you're lending yourself to making an argument that doesn't matter, because it's not about crime. It's about cutting away your rights by taking away the source of the material, the materials you use to exercise those rights. Let me make sure we don't got anything else coming on over here. We've only got 5 minutes left. We got 5 minutes. Okay, there we go. 5 minutes, everybody. 5 minute mark, and then we're done. I'm gonna go get on the treadmill, and then I'm gonna go. I don't know. We're not eating anything tonight. Kaden brought home pizza, so I ate a couple pieces of pizza before I came out here, and it ain't sitting well. I didn't like it. Of course, it might have been the 7 cupcakes I ate too, because we made cupcakes today. Because it's my cheat day, and I wanted cupcakes, and I wasn't supposed to eat 7 of them, but I did. Although it's not as bad when I eat 7 cupcakes as other people, because the ones for me are uniced. There's no icing on them, and that's 2/3 of the calories. Right there's the icing. So I don't like icing. It's too sweet. Don't want it. Don't need it. Don't want it. I think we may have got another sale over on Shopify. Let's see. John Heasley was the last one. And now we got Lucas F. Let's see. He became a he did get a magnet too, but he also got a mug. So he's part of the elders list. And he supported TYMPPP. Oh, and the judges of TYMPPP, end of this month, I'm going to be sending you a list of people entered. We're going to be choosing extra people this month. Because we got to make up for December. So for the January people and the February people, which we do the drawing in March for that, we're going to be doing extra every month, like 6 instead of 4, just to make up for December. Month before that, we only had 3 people enter, so didn't even need to judge. But so let me get back on topic here. I was just getting distracted. I sent you an email subject, car magnet. Yes, I showed them. You need to stop hurting my feelings like you got feelings. I know the Gary thing was played out, but man, if any gun was going to wind up in lockup, what a shame. Well, he didn't end up in lockup. He ended up dead. He did. I mean, he's committed way more crimes than my 360 PD did, far more. But he's one of those ones that never gets held accountable for his crimes. I think it's because he's black. He gets away with a lot because he's black. Because he always pulls the "I'm black. You're only doing this because I'm black" card. So they're going to ask. Oh, and I'm a racist, by the way, like I said from my video earlier. So they're going to ask $3K for the new HKP7. They're smoking crack. Now, is HK actually making it, or is it that other company, the HK Pro or whatever they are? Because that's not HK. That's a company that has made a business out of buying old parts and remaking the gun. So I'm unsure on this. Is H&K actually making another one, or is it this company making a knockoff? And if it's this company making the knockoff, well, that's really smoking crack. If it's H&K, that's still smoking crack as far as I'm concerned. But if it's the aftermarket knockoff, well, that's really crazy. And here's the thing. I never liked the P7. I had one. I thought it was awful. It was heavy. It's a very heavy gun. I think a lot of people that think they're amazing have never owned one because they don't realize how big it is. It's kind of large and it's heavy. Also, you get fucking hand cramp squeezing the damn thing just to use it. So I'm not a fan. Never have been a fan. And ain't going to be a fan. I don't want to have to manually load my ammo round by round, squeezing that fucking thing into the. So yeah, I never liked it. So it was big, heavy, and awkward as far as I was concerned. It's very safe, but big, heavy, and awkward. I'd rather have a revolver. Revolvers are very safe. Where was I? Epidemiologists say that a disease called CWD, which causes deer to become zombies, may soon spread to humans. Do you have your zombie survival plan laid out? Well, I think everybody knows I do. I've made video after video of it. All right, we got like 1 minute left here. So 1 minute. I know I'm not going to get through all the chats, but we're trying. You sure that guy will get charged with a crime? He should get charged with attempted murder for shooting so close to your head. No, he ain't going to get that. He wasn't trying to shoot me. He shot himself in the hand like an idiot. Want to move here to Wisconsin? God, no. Where your guns are safe for now? No. I would not want to live in Wisconsin. I have visited Wisconsin. That was more than enough. I was done Wisconsin after a visit. I'm sure there's some parts of Wisconsin that are fine, but most of it sucks balls and it's cold. Cold. I'm getting too old to be cold. I've noticed a lopsided number of single women on dating sites are registered nurses. Didn't you warn us not to date? Yeah, don't date nurses. Their instinct is to try to fix people. So if they choose you, there's probably something wrong with you. Yeah, there's probably something wrong with you if they choose you. If a nurse expresses interest in you, you have to go, hey, I wonder what's wrong with me. Because they like to fix. They're fixers. My mom was a fixer, and her first two husbands sucked. Third one was a lot better, but it took her a while to get it right. Where am I at? What's this? If Colombia and Mexico can refuse to take back their people, then the U.S. should refuse to take back any American left-handers, gingers, or Mississippi natives. Well, I don't think we do take them back. I think once we ship them off, I don't think you ever hear from them again. It's not like all we got to do is go drop them in the woods. It's not like they can survive. I mean, they don't have anything set up for them. Gingers, especially. I mean, if you drop a ginger in the woods, he's going to be dead in a week. For one, he's going to die of sun exposure if the sun's out. If it's spring or summer, he's a dead man. If it's colder weather, well, the bears are going to eat him. They're going to think he's a carrot. So you're going to get eaten quick. So I don't think we do take them back. So I think we can't make that correlation there. Where you live, do metal scrapers Metal scrappers charge people for picking up the metal waste that they want to get rid of. That's what they do here. Actually, here, if you want to get rid of metal, there's people who go around and just take it. They take it and recycle it and make the money off that. They don't charge you. Now, if you got stuff you want hauled off and it's something you definitely want, yeah, you're probably going to have to hire someone to come get it. But if you just want to get metal, just put it out on the, we used to put it out on the street with a sign that says free scrap metal. They'd come take it. They eventually find it. Looks like one time we were remodeling our bathroom. We took out a big cast iron tub, and that thing was so fucking heavy. 4 full-grown men. We couldn't get it up high enough to get it over the wall of the dumpster. But as we're standing there trying, this truck pulls up and goes, "Hey, y'all want that?" And we're like, "No, we're trying to throw it away." And he said, "Well, can I have it?" I was like, "Yep." So we took it and put it on the back of his truck. So, because he was a scrap metal guy. All right, that's it for today. I want to thank everybody for coming today. Thanks for everybody that participated in the conversation. Thanks to everybody who helped support the channel. Thanks to everybody who does everything. Remember, if you want to be part of the elders list, get your merchandise for Phil today or tomorrow, and then we're going to open it up for everybody else that will not be elders of the Church of Phil. Not a cult. It's a church, remember. So get on that if you want to get on that. Otherwise, thanks everybody for everything you do for the channel. I appreciate it. Remember, if you want to come be part of the live conversation, we have live chats every night at 6 p.m. except Wednesdays when they're at 7 p.m. Come on in, talk. First part of the chat, we do the shooting the shit with Yankee, but then it's open chat, just about whatever from then on out. So come on in, be part of the little group, get in the right clique, and have the conversations that you don't get to have everywhere else. So like I said, thanks everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.